Hey guys, welcome to another live stream from Wisconsin Dells. I need to adjust this camera a little bit. It seems to be shooting a little bit lower than I wish. Let's see if this is gonna work a little better. I guess this way you can see my ugly mug a little better. So, Grandpa overdid himself yesterday again. We fed a bunch of people different pike, and he brought a couple more. Let's see who we got. Grant. Morning, Grant. How are you? I hope you saw that crazy message I sent you. It popped up in my suggestions from Wish, so that was pretty crazy. I have never heard of this, especially at the prices Wish has. It's pretty insane. I'm not gonna show the exact cuts, obviously, YouTube reasons. I'm doing the 5-cut method. I have plenty of videos about it, so if you want to check them out, and if you don't find them, I have an actual playlist. It's how to clean and prepare fish. The first thing I do is I do a cut along the top of the fish while I'm holding it vertical. So this is one fillet, then I flip it over, and the next thing I'm gonna cut is the tail. So from here on down, I'm making 2 cuts down, one on one side, and I turn the knife 90 degrees, follow the tail, and at that point you get another boneless fillet. The next cut is the symmetrical one on the opposite side. So this would be cut number 3. Another fillet. And this pike just took a giant dump on the table. So how has your fall harvest been? Everybody doing good? Everybody catching fish, hopefully? The next step is the tricky one, because this is how you get rid of the Y bones. So you're basically running your knife following the Y bones. And I prefer to do this starting from the head backwards. The angle technically is somewhere close to 45 degrees. I wouldn't be trying to pinpoint and calibrate how much exactly it is. At this point, you're opening up and filleting like any other fish, because the Y bones have been left towards the spine. This way what I get is a set of fillets that I can do my poor man's lobster with, and then the rest, the chunk that's left on the bones, I boil it up, take it out. I use a sieve to drain the broth. Then I boil the vegetables and the rice, and I make a amazing fish soup. Yesterday I fed about 15 people fish soup. I don't know, no complaints. A lot of seconds and thirds. A lot of people went for seconds. So once this one is done, let's get a nice meaty chunk. This is another fillet right here that all I need to do is take the skin off. And another way to prepare these is after you've skinned them and you have the fillet ready, what you can do is you can salt them and you can dry them up. Russians call this taranka. It's basically salty or dried fish. It's incredible if you enjoy a beer or white wine. This is a good snack to have with that. It's a lot better with sea fish, but Any white flaky fish that you can get clean boneless fillets from will work. It's also working with small fish that you can basically just scale and gut and use the whole body. And what my dad used to do on the Danube when we would catch a bunch of bleak and roaches, little crucian carp. Once they fillet them, they used to use thread and needle and basically run through the eyes, and then hang them and dry them. And you have to dry them in shade, because if they're in the sun, it will definitely attract a lot of flies. It's not the best. So there's another huge steak. And this 5-cut method leaves you with well, something in the lines of this. I'll try to show you without making a huge mess on my camera. This is what you get. You get 5 fillets, and this method, I like it a lot. A lot of people say it's already archaic and they've come up with different ones. What I like about this method is that in my household there's zero waste on fish. What will happen to this now, all the guts, thanks to my friend and worm wrangler Grant McIntosh, he taught me how to compost. So I have a huge outdoor compost pile. All the organic waste in the house goes there, and he taught me to also shred all the junk mail that comes in. Apparently it's not toxic because they use soy-based inks, which I never knew. Check that video in my fishy jobs playlist. And these are eggs that also get fried up. So again, nothing goes to waste. Whatever doesn't end up in our bellies will end up as flower food, as my 4-year-old calls it, and it's yummy to the flowers. So the process of making the fish soup, once I've boiled it and I have everything deboned, all of that meat gets put back in the broth. I will make a total video about this. I actually filmed the footage already yesterday when I was preparing the soup for my friends, and it's gonna be another 10-minute video, so to speak. So again, you can check that. A lot of times I like to take the cheekbone out. Pike, unlike walleyes, don't have the same big meaty cheeks, but there is plenty of meat for a little morsel. In my case, since I'll be making the fish soup, I'll leave it in and I'll take it off after, and this way I'm not going to lose anything. So right now the next step would be to take out the innards, so to speak, from the pike, the stuff that's going to go in the compost pile. And once I have that, I can prepare those fillets to go in the fridge, so they're ready for the next time we're going to have people over for a fish fry. A lot of people avoid keeping pike because they don't know how to keep it and how to prepare it. Another common way to do it, and I'm tempted to do it with the other pike that I have here, but I just don't have plans for that right now, is to stake it up. So basically you scale it like any other type of fish, and once it's scaled, what you're gonna do is you will cut about inch and a half thick steaks. And my mom used to make a lot of this and cook it in the oven. She used to add lemon. Let's see what this pike has been eating. So what I see inside is a crappie and another crappie. So this pike ate 2 crappies that are pretty huge and still went for Grandpa's sucker. Oh, Grandpa was flying high yesterday after he caught so many fish. He was so happy. I usually don't let him keep fish, but he was with a friend of mine, so they allowed him to keep his limit, and he was so excited. He wanted to to call all of his friends back home in Moldova and let them know what big fish we have out here in Wisconsin. So again, this is what's left. I'm gonna chop the head off, and that will go in the soup prep. So this is the pike head that will go for the soup. Then I'm gonna cut about halfway through. I'm gonna cut the torso, the whole thoracic region. There's a lot of meat, as you can see, all the wine bowl section. Once I boil this up, and I'll show you in the video, which I'll link up here, I think it will be. So that will be available to you to learn how to do it. And then this is the tail. Now the reason why I like cooking, I know, Grant, there's a lot of meat and a lot of it gets wasted if people don't do it right, so that's why I like to do it the proper way. So basically I'm going to fold it like that. This way it's not going to take up a lot of spot and go easy in the pot. So this is the one pike. Now I'm going to skin the meat off and get it ready. All the white clean fillets, these will go for frying. You can do fish nuggets, you can do fish sticks, fish sandwiches. My favorite fish sandwich is take one of those bake at home breads, put a lot of olive oil with a brush. Once you're done with the 8 to 9 minutes of baking, take it out, chop big slices of hot bread, put mayonnaise and slices of pickle. I like kosher or whatever kind of pickles you like, and then you put the fresh fillet that you've already made. It can be fried crappie, or pike is really good. Obviously in this case we have pike, so that's what we're going to use. Walleye, anything, just make sure it's a thin sandwich portion. It's amazing. Everybody will go for seconds. We love it. Everybody has loved it. People that we have invited over. I'm looking forward to see the comments. People, let me know how you do your pike prep. I do have one more pike to clean, so I'll get to that. And at this moment I will cut this video. I want to thank you for tuning in once again, for helping us do what we do. Remember to do what you love, because life is way too short. And I'm looking forward to see the Lyubaka's Bait Challenge videos. I've sent out so many boxes, and so far I've only seen Musky Hands and Bob Crappie complete theirs. So I'm looking forward for this to become a trend. I'm looking forward for this to become a good segment in anybody's channels. Let's grow together. Good fishing to everybody. Be safe and have a safe winter. And as you can see, Halloween is on the way. Do some pumpkin carving videos. Show us your pumpkin recipes. I know that now with the political situation, peaches are in season, so you might do something with peaches as well. Much love to everybody. Do what you love. Life is way too short. Lyubaka out.